Hey guys, thanks for stopping by. Thank you for subscribing. And if you're not subscribed, please do and tell all your friends. Let's talk about Elon Musk a little bit. He is so much like Donald Trump, or maybe Donald Trump is so much like Elon Musk. Remember how Donald Trump, the convicted felon, a lot of legal trouble, and he basically kind of pre-announced that he was running for president before he had to file and pay all this money and face all these restrictions. But when he announced it within the letter of the law, so that he wasn't subjected to all of those campaign finance laws and regulations yet. When he did that, he instantly became basically the GOP nominee in waiting. And because Merrick Garland was not acting quickly enough, Trump was running out the clock. He was able to announce. And as I've said before, he immediately started at that 50% mark, just as Kamala Harris started at the 50% mark, because we are a 50-50 nation. The days of, blowout landslides are over, since Reagan, basically. So he had the advantage almost of incumbency. The only reason he ran for president was to stay out of prison. So if you're a nefarious character like Elon Musk, like Vladimir Putin, like oligarchs, like anybody who's a criminal that wants to put their hand in the till, you know what it takes. You know that you can get yourself out of trouble. You can get some goodies. You can, exercise some bribes, some quid pro quos, make big promises. All you have to do is help Trump get into office to keep him out of prison, and he will then have to honor all of the promises that he made, all of the bribes, whatever it is, you get what you want. And you can tell that Trump is pretty much checked out anyway. He's been golfing, I think 25% of the time since he took office a couple of months ago. He doesn't care about the presidency. He's handed it over to, the people that he has to, the people that he owes, the people who run him, who own him. And that's what happens in the mob world. So then you've got Elon Musk. Okay, so Trump now gets out of it's his get out of jail free card, right? And now we've got Elon Musk, who gets into our government, buys the presidency for Trump, cheats for him. We know there's some Starlink funny business, and he starts tanking Tesla the way that he tanked Twitter. Elon Musk is no better of a businessman than Donald Trump. It's like people say, how do you make $2 million? How do you make a certain amount of money? Well, first start with $1 million to invest. Using this as an example. So when they say first get $1 million, then invest it. Well, yeah, these guys are born rich enough. They're born learning how to lie, cheat, and steal. White supremacy, the whole nine yards. How to exploit people. Unless you're a gazillionaire yourself, you don't matter. Okay. We are just pawns in their world, idiots. And MAGA cult are the biggest idiots. So now we have Elon Musk. He is out at DOGE. He plans to step down at the end of May as his Tesla dealerships are targeted. There are protesters. Yes, there's been vandalism on some of those really ugly Cybertrucks, and the stock is plummeting. So he's in big trouble. And it's because people hate him and because he's a bad businessman. And he says, if the United States was a business, the people would be fired the way it's being run. Well, you know what? We're not a business. We're a government. We're not supposed to create profit. It's not what we're designed to do. And even though our national parks create big profits, that's not really what they're there for. We are not here to make money. We are here to take care of the American people, for it to be a democracy, something in which we all share and we are all equal. Even if we do different things with our life, that is at least ostensibly what the Constitution stands for. And these guys, of course, are flipping the bird at the Constitution. So Elon Musk has gotten into our government. He's all but shut certain agencies down. Some of them he's shut down completely. He's gutted them. They've fired key personnel who were investigating Elon Musk's businesses. Are you understanding? You're getting it now? He did the same thing Trump did. They go in and they do this, they make these big moves. They abuse our democracy, abuse our Constitution, abuse our government and our money to get themselves out of legal trouble. And it looks like that's exactly what Elon Musk has done. Elon Musk went in there to implode our government for the sole purpose of him getting out of legal trouble with our various agencies. Just like Donald Trump and like a lot of billionaires, I think very few billionaires actually make their money honestly. You have to screw over a lot of people, backstab a lot of people, walk all over a lot of people, abuse the system and break some laws, lie, cheat, and steal in order to get to that level. So Elon Musk, just like Donald Trump, this is exactly what they're doing, right? Uh, Donald Trump's money laundering operation in the Atlantic City casino. How do you lose money in a casino? It's literally a money making machine, and the house always wins, unless you're, doing some funny business like Trump was, like he does for everything. And we know Trump Tower and some of his other buildings in New York were basically Russian money laundering operations. So we've got Elon Musk, again, inherited all this money from his father, who it appears is not a very good businessman. He goes into these businesses, puts his name on it, takes credit for other people's work. Trump has done that too. And so now that Elon Musk has started to realize that, oh, gosh, this is harder than it seems, because again, this business about finding all this waste and fraud, they haven't. That's a lie. That's a smoke screen. Because you can bet your bottom dollar that if they found waste and fraud and all these criminals, they'd be sending them off to El Salvador prison camps. No one's been named. No one's been arrested. A lot of threats. And they claim these big numbers of waste and fraud that they found. They haven't. They haven't. And as well, as I've mentioned before in this space, Congress has an oversight function. These authorizing committees in the House. I used to work for a committee in the House. I was a senior staffer that helped run the entire committee for Republicans back when I was Republican, when Republican Party was not the way it is now. And we had an oversight subcommittee on each authorizing committee that did exactly that. And you hold bipartisan hearings, and then you go through the programs. You say, well, this program is wasteful. There's a little bit of fraud. Very minuscule, but you want to find wasteful programs. You look to see what's duplicative, what's become outdated. It's not a screaming match where you've got some DOGE, Elon Musk type, and Marjorie Taylor Greene, those types scream waste and fraud, criminals, deep state, all of that kind of thing, because it's not. It simply isn't. So you can find some areas that can be cut and trimmed. And you do this constant updating. That is a legitimate function of Congress. Elon Musk and Donald Trump either don't know that, or they know it and they don't care. And they know that their MAGA cult is so freaking stupid, they have no idea how Washington actually works, and they don't care to learn, that they think that this is great to go storm these buildings with these incel teens, big balls and those other ones, and just start cutting programs based on keywords like the Enola Gay, but these idiots had no idea what Enola Gay was. So Elon Musk exiting DOGE, while he's done what he needed to do for himself. He got to shut down the investigations into his shenanigans and wrongdoing. Remember, he's the biggest welfare queen out there, getting billions and billions and billions, tens of billions of dollars in our tax money for his companies. And then he does some funny business, the illegalities. He gets investigated. There's lots of investigations. I don't have the number in front of me, but maybe sometime soon we'll get all of them and list them. And he'll never be held accountable. So Elon Musk has gone in there these first 2 months, shut down anything that was causing a problem for him. He doesn't care about our federal government. He's a liar. He's a thief. He's a cheat. And he did exactly what Donald Trump did, just the whole reason Donald Trump ran for president, to avoid the legal ramifications of his wrongdoing. And I think history will bear that out. I think Elon Musk exiting is a good thing. I don't think he's going to help Tesla. We're going to stay after him. But we do know that the House and Senate members, some Republican House and Senate members do not like him, do not trust him. It's a bridge too far. So I don't know who's going to emerge as the big goon for Trump to do his dirty business, or maybe they've already taken care of business enough for these guys. But I think it's, in some ways, I'm going to look for a silver lining here. It's a good opportunity to hit the reset button. Now that we know what their modus operandi is and what they're doing, we know what to look for. These first 2 months, we're stunned. We've had this deer in the headlights look. We're shocked. We had no idea it was going to be this bad. Now that we know, whoever comes in to replace Elon Musk, we know how to deal with you.